Okay, here we go. It's the WSJM Morning Show video live stream for Thursday, June 26th. Good morning. Hang on, got to get my fill light in there. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg, and I have special guests in the studio this morning. Jen, say your last name for me.
It's Schreier.
Schreier.
Yes.
Okay, I pronounced it two different ways this morning. I think one of them was right.
Okay.
Yeah. Jen,
I get that a lot, and sometimes I even have a hard time with it. So.
What do people usually say?
Either Shearer or Schreier, or, it's just...
Schreier.
Schreier.
Yes. It makes perfect sense when I look at it. Okay, Jen Schreier is here.
A lot of vowels.
There are a lot of vowels. Yes. Do you like to play Scrabble?
Okay. Actually, I do, yeah.
Okay. Schreier for 10 points. And then also Marianne Hurst is here.
Correct.
Hi, Marianne. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Good. What's in your mug over there?
Coffee.
Just coffee?
Just coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been having a good conversation this morning, and Jen tricked Marianne into coming in this morning. She said, "Hey, what are you doing at 7?" Thinking they were going to go out and tie one on or something like that. But no, she said 7 a.m. Come on to the radio station. Right? Is that how it went?
I am.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you both for coming. What do you do in your day jobs? Jen, let's start with you.
So I am the deputy treasurer clerk for Coloma City.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes.
What about you, Marianne?
I work for United Federal Credit Union. I'm a branch manager in Coloma.
Very nice. Yeah. I belong to a credit union. I love my credit unions.
We love credit unions.
I love banks too. Unions. I love banks, love credit unions. I think it's nice to have that good competition.
I just have a favorite one.
Oh, yeah? United Federal Credit. Yeah, that's fine. But so that's what you do during the day. But by eve, you do the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. How long have you been involved in this?
So
Jen just got involved yesterday at around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I became the chair of the race last summer.
Okay.
And then in November, I was elected in as vice president.
Wow.
And then in April, the current board decided that they all wanted to resign.
Oh.
So, yeah. So then...
is there a story there? Why did they resign?
Well, they have over 50 years on the board.
Okay.
So they retired.
Oh, okay.
They weren't getting as much involvement with the communities they hoped.
Okay.
And the volunteers. So in April, they thought about disbanding it and completely ending Peach Fest. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So word got out. The community came back, thankfully, and said, no, we can't go without the Glad Peach Festival. So the beginning of May, we had a special meeting, we had a standing room at City Hall. And then May 15th, we had a whole new board.
Nice.
So I became president. Marianne is my treasurer. We have vice president, second vice president, and then our secretary. So it went from 3 board members now to 5.
Okay.
And we had a whole lot of community help for volunteers. A lot of our chairs did say the same, so that is good. So at least they kind of know, their events, how it goes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've only really been working on this since May 15th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming fast.
We're going to dive into that story, if you don't mind, and talk a little bit more about that. We'll talk about Marianne's involvement as well. We'll talk about the grand parade. So everything's happening that's been happening in the past.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Just with
some new fun stuff.
Some new eyes involved. Okay, very good. Well, we'll talk about that in just a few moments right here on the WSJM Morning Show. If you have questions or comments or thoughts or memories about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival, go ahead and weigh in with them on the comments on the video live stream. We'll be here all hour long. 7:04, it's the WSJM Morning Show. I feel like there's going to be a call for volunteers.
I do, please.
Okay, all right. So get ready to write some stuff down about how you can volunteer on that. So we'll have that in a few moments right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We'll have local news in just a moment, plus sports on WSJM.
With our bad credit,
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:05, it's the WSJM Morning Show. We have some talkers this morning. Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst are here from the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. No, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good because it's radio. We love to talk.
Right.
This is
I like
fantastic.
to talk.
Yeah. So we've got the Peach Fest that almost didn't happen.
Correct.
And it's going to be here this year, August 2nd and 3rd. So we're going to be talking with Jen and Marianne in just a couple of moments about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. I invite you to tune in, not only here on the radio, but on the video live stream, because I feel like we're going to have great conversations talking about not only what it is going to be this year, but what it's been in the past, those things that you want to keep a handle on, and some more volunteer activity that you want to see. So we'll talk about that in a few moments right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Right now, let's talk about the weather. The temperature outside right now in Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, and South Haven under partly cloudy skies, 74 degrees. The same temperature in Dowagiac right now at 75 in New Buffalo, and at the South Bend International Airport, it's mostly sunny and 74. Expect partly cloudy skies today, as we've been talking about some hot, some humid conditions, 40% chance of showers and storms today, a high around 90 degrees. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, a chance of storms, low of 73. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, partly cloudy, hot and humid, and somewhere between a 30 and 40% chance of showers and storms. All three of those days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The high on Friday is supposed to be around 88. On Saturday, cooling off a little bit, a high of 84. Even cooler by the lakeshore. And then Sunday's forecast, a high around 90 degrees. So we look forward to that. Again, Tigers baseball is going to be heard right here on WSJM this afternoon at 1:10 p.m. The pregame starts around 12:45. They're taking on the Athletics. They got beat by the Athletics yesterday, 3-0. I imagine the Tigers are going to look for revenge today. Some of the news that we're following in the WSJM newsroom this morning: Harbor Shores Community Redevelopment is looking to turn another parcel of vacant land by the old water tower site in St. Joseph into homes. The group is asking the city of St. Joseph to rezone industrial zoned parcel to water recreation district zoning. That would allow the group to locate mixed use there, including commercial and potentially residential development. The property is at 230 Upton Drive. Speaking to commissioners this week, Community Development Director Kristen Gunderson said the 2.5-acre parcel is currently owned by Whirlpool Corporation, and it's a no longer used parking lot. So Harbor Shore says, hey, we'd like that. They requested that it be rezoned as the organization considers development options there.
Anything that is in the W Water Recreation District does require a planned unit development for any future development on the property, and the applicant probably will be doing that sometime in the future.
According to paperwork filed with the city, Harbor Shores says they have an agreement with Whirlpool to acquire the property and include it in their plans to develop adjacent parcels. They say it will provide the opportunity to convert the land into homes and or apartments and possibly a food establishment. The Planning Commission recommended approval and commissioners had no comment. The second and final reading of that will be happening in July. A mission to find an airplane that crashed into Lake Michigan 75 years ago has now ended. WSJM's Andrew Green reports.
Northwest Orient Flight 2501 went down in a storm over Lake Michigan, killing 58 people in 1950. It lost contact with flight controllers when it was about 18 miles northwest of Benton Harbor. The Michigan Shipwreck Research Association in Holland has been looking for the wreckage for 20 years now, but says it will not search this year. Director Valerie Olsen Van Heest told the Detroit News it's a hard thing to have to say because part of her feels like they've failed. However, she says they've done so much to keep the memory of the crash and the victims alive that it's almost as though they've done better for them than if the wreckage had been found. The flight took off from New York June 23rd, 1950 for Seattle, but when the plane did not respond to radio requests and did not pass Milwaukee, it was presumed lost. South Beach in South Haven was closed for several days after the crash as body parts and debris washed ashore. Andrew Green, WSJM News.
I don't, obviously 75 years ago, I don't remember that, but I have talked to individuals who've called the radio station and actually said, I remember seeing lights and that kind of stuff, but they never have found that wreckage. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. All right, let's go to a better news story. Let's turn the corner on this. Yesterday, fans of the WSJM Morning Show, if there are a couple out there, two, I count two in the studio right now. The Benton Harbor Fruit Market, we talked with them yesterday. They have a brand new owner, and he's hoping to expand the institution's reach in the community. Mark Vanderbo has now owned the 165-year-old market for about a month now. He tells us after pursuing several business ventures over the years, he saw real opportunity to make the fruit market locally shine.
Not only what I thought was going to be a good business, but something good for the community, right? Build back an institution that has been here for 165 years. That's great for the local farming community, but also because of its location, I think we can really do a lot of good for the local community.
Vanderbo says he wants to help the Benton Harbor residents of the area. Some who live in what are known as food deserts have better access to fresh produce. Established in 1860, the now 20-acre market has served as a hub for growers, wholesalers, and buyers. Vanderbo says it's a way for growers to get their produce to the store shelves.
Any kind of grocery stores, like a Rogers up to a Meijer, or smaller farm stands that are looking to expand, maybe they grow a couple items, but they need more, so they can come here and provide those access to those things that they don't currently carry.
The Benton Harbor Farmers Market has been in its current location at 1891 Territorial since 1967. Prior to that, it was on the north side of Benton Harbor. Vanderbo says he hopes to involve businesses related to agriculture, like distribution companies or packagers, help them get involved in the market to increase resources available to growers. This year's first market day will be tomorrow morning, Friday morning, starting at 6 a.m. It'll go till 9 a.m., 3 hours, and the public is welcome to take a look at it. Wholesale stuff. It'll be, I'm hoping for peaches soon. Yeah, when the peaches start coming off, I'm looking for bushels. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Good morning. That's a look at some of the news that we have in our WSJM newsroom this morning. Our guests in studio this hour, Jen Schreier. Am I getting that right? Mm-hmm. Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst. They're here representing the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. And Jen, you've been the president for a very long time of the Glad Peach Festival, the Colomoa-Glad. All of what? Since May? Last month?
Yeah, well, since May 15th.
May 15th. Right. Give us just a brief overview. You gave us a story while we were on the WSJM live stream here a few moments ago. How did you get involved with the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival?
So working at City Hall, they did say, being here, it's kind of like the hub. So you will kind of get dragged in a little bit. So like I said, last year, I've only been at City Hall now for going on 2 years.
Okay.
So last summer.
Coloma City Hall.
Okay. Correct. Yes. So last summer, like I said, I did, I chaired the 5K, 10K run walk.
Yeah.
And then in November, they needed.
And you did such a good job with that. They said in November, hey, Jen, what are you doing?
Yes. Correct. And they said at that time, they needed a vice president. So I said, sure, why not?
Okay.
And then, like I said, in April, they talked about shutting it down. And I said, whoa, I just got my toes in the water, what's going on
When
here?
You say shutting it down, they thought about shutting down the entire Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival.
Correct. Yes.
Why did that come up? Why was that even a consideration?
I do believe because, like I said, the existing board at the time, two of the ladies on the board have been there for almost 50. One was 50 years, one was 40 some years.
Okay.
So they retired. The other one had to leave due to health issues.
Okay.
And they just weren't getting the involvement and the volunteers that they thought they needed at the time. I think it just kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're hoping now with new, fresh blood, a whole new board.
Yeah.
We got a lot of excitement. There's a lot of chatter. The businesses are really excited. So
that's fantastic. Well, we're glad you're keeping it alive, and we're glad that you've got the brand new board. So we'll be talking all about what the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival is, its history, and what you have planned for this year. That's coming up. We'll start the conversation right here on the video live stream in just a moment. But we've got sports to get to with Dave Wolf on the radio, and then we'll go on the live stream and talk about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. It's August 2nd and 3rd, coming up soon to a peach near you. It's 7:14.
Jacob Lopez.
Sometimes I get to say stuff that doesn't make any sense. And then I just keep going.
Yeah, right. That's fine. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome back to the video live stream. I'm Ken Lundberg. We're talking with Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst. Marianne, good morning. Yes. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
How'd you get to be roped in as treasurer?
Short story again. I met Jen through volunteer work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
volunteering for?
Just different events that we have done. I volunteered with her with the race.
Okay.
Last year, we've done some fundraisers together, donations together. We've done quite a few things together.
Okay.
And she kind of, again, called me up and said, hey, I'm now the president of Peach Fest. And I was like, oh, I know where this conversation is going. So I said, okay, Jen, what do you want?
Oh, yeah.
And here I am.
Okay.
Here I am.
All right. So you handle the books now.
I am the treasurer.
Is the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival in good shape financially?
It is unbelievable in good shape.
Really? That's great.
The contributions, donations that I've seen this year are so impressive from the businesses, from the public, from the citizens of Coloma. It's unbelievable how bad they really wanted to keep this festival going.
That is fantastic. And let's unpack that. I mean, so the Peach Festival, who wants to give me kind of a history of the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival itself?
I can give you a little bit. I got some little points here just in case you asked me that. I guess it started 58 years ago in 1947 as just the Glad Festival.
Okay.
And then they disbanded it for a couple years in 1956. And then in 1967, it came back. And so it's been pretty strong since then.
Okay.
And I think they brought the peaches in 1981.
Oh.
So at first it was just the flowers, and then they.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then they decided Coloma has an abundance of peaches and some peach farms. So they brought that in.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I remember as a kid, I grew up in Coloma, and, Thursday night you'd see the carnival come in and you would get really excited, and you spent the whole weekend, down there for the rides, the food, the music, had the dancing in the streets and the parade. So, we want to bring a lot of that back, and a lot of the old stuff kind of we're trying to get people to come forward and help bring some of their favorite stuff back.
What's that like? I mean, did anyone get a memo or a note from the prior board saying, hey, we're probably ramping down?
I don't think so.
It never got that far, so you never lost any vendors.
No, we did not lose vendors.
Okay.
So we did already have some vendors signed up,
obviously,
since from last year, right?
Okay.
So it didn't affect.
Because I think about carnivals, and they've got a schedule. They've got a whole lot of places to be all over the nation. Right. You lose your spot, you might not get them back.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So
but you didn't lose any. Good.
We didn't lose anyone, and we gained quite a bit too. So.
Okay. Okay. Good. In just a couple of moments, we'll talk a little bit about what you have planned for this year. Is there going to be a race this year?
There is going to be a race.
Who's the head of that?
I'm still the head of that. So I got my hands full. Yes.
The word of the day is delegation, Jen.
I know, and I'm doing very. I'm doing
very
well.
We're going to delegate it to Mary Ann.
Thanks.
No, I did catch myself. I that is not a strong suit of mine. But I did catch myself in some of the meetings when somebody brought something up. I said, "Okay, take it on."
Excellent.
So
good.
I was quite proud of myself. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you your own origin stories here in just a moment. So we'll be right back. It's the WSJM Morning Show for Thursday, June 26th. We've got Bernice, Bill, and others on the video live stream watching. So thank you and good morning. We'll be right back.
Sunny, hot and humid today. High temperatures getting up close to 90. Feel like temperatures will be 95 to 100. There will be a chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. Tonight we stay at 73. And tomorrow, still partly sunny, hot and humid with highs near 88. There's still a chance of rain. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
719. Yeah, but in a couple of years. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, right.
I want you to start planning now for the 60th anniversary of this thing.
Can do that.
It might be a little easier than this rush that we're doing.
Right, yeah, right. We'll have some time, right?
Good morning and welcome back to the WSJM Morning Show. If you're just eavesdropping on our conversation here, I'm talking with Jen Schreier and Mary Ann Hurst. They're with the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival that's happening in August 2nd and 3rd. And we've been getting a little bit of background, a little bit of history talking about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. It didn't start as a peach festival. I did not know this.
Correct.
It started as flowers.
Yeah, the Gladolias.
Gladolias?
Yeah, sorry.
So not Glad trash bags or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
I believe it's called gladiolas.
Okay, gladiolas.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Thank you. I think that's why they ended up shortening it to the Glad
Because
Festival.
People couldn't say gladiola. The longer the festivities went,
yeah, right.
the less you could pronounce.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I think it was a nickname for gladiolas. People just call them glads.
Yes. 'Cause they did change it. They said they shortened it.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Good morning again. It's the WSJM morning show. Jen Schreier, let's start with you. What's your origin story? What's your background? Start at the beginning.
My background,
Yeah.
as in,
You were born where?
I was born in Berrien Springs,
Okay.
Michigan.
Okay.
Yep. And then I reside in Coloma. And went
Raised in Berrien Springs or Coloma?
No, Coloma.
Okay.
Yep. And until I was 11, and then I moved across the state to a town called Fowlerville.
Oh.
Over by Howell, Brighton.
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Yep. My mom's family was from there. My dad's family's in this area.
Okay.
And then I kind of, came back and forth. So I still came in for the summers to visit dad and his family.
Yeah.
And then when I turned 30, I moved back here. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to move back to Southwest Michigan? I'm just curious.
So my nieces and nephews.
Family.
Yep, family. And then, the beautiful lakes and yeah, it's a great area.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And
Yes.
and Marianne, we'll come back and find out about your city involvement
Okay.
here in a moment. But Marianne Hurst, give us your origin story. And make sure you're up close to the microphone, please.
Sorry about
That's
that.
all right.
She
She keeps backing away. The first thing she did was, "Can I sit the furthest away from a microphone, please?" I said no.
Let's see. I was born in Michigan City, Indiana, because
Okay.
my parents resided in Union Pier, Michigan. So I grew up actually in New Buffalo.
Okay.
Married a banker from Wichita, Kansas.
Nice. Smart.
And
Yeah.
left
Oh.
and went to Wichita, Kansas for 30 years.
Wow.
And I said to my husband one day, I said, "Don't you miss the lake?" And he said, "We don't have water here." "I don't miss water." And I said, "I do." So we purchased a second home here in St. Joe, Michigan.
Nice.
And we were going to retire.
Yeah.
And someone did retire in my household, but I decided, I'm just not quite ready for that. And I hired in through Edgewater Bank and then with United.
Okay.
And I've been there since as the branch manager. And I just fell in love with the town of Coloma.
Yeah.
And like Jen said, I'm a lake girl. So
Very nice.
very avid boater and jet ski and fish. So I just came home.
That's beautiful. Do you ever look at your husband and say, "Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore"?
I do, and here's the story. His mom's name is Dorothy.
Oh, really? That's fantastic. All right. Well, we're here to talk about the Colomoa-Glad Peach. So you work at United Federal Credit Union.
Yes, in Coloma.
In Coloma, and then Jen, you work for the city of Coloma. What do you do there, and how'd you get involved?
So I am the deputy treasurer clerk, and I got involved with the one lady, Maureen. She was retiring, and I said, "Whoa, that sounds like a fun job." So
Yeah.
I went over there about 2 years ago and do a lot of the election stuff and water bills and all that kind of.
You both are very involved in numbers. I like that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's probably a recipe for success for running the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. Tell us a little bit about what the Peach Festival will be this year.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And we have a lot of the community and the businesses involved this year. And that was my goal, was to keep Coloma businesses, this is their festival, so I wanted them involved as much as possible. So we're hoping to get a lot of the sidewalks, covered with sales and vendors and just make it about what Coloma Water Valley has to offer.
Yeah. And so it's going on August 2nd and 3rd. You've got everything from a race to the parade. Maybe run through some of the events and what you have in store.
So we still have the pancake breakfast with the fire station. We have pony rides, face painting. We have different types of contests. We have the Bake Fest. We have the Peach Pit Spit contest. Yes, yeah. And
The Peach Pit Spit
Peach
contest.
Pit
Did
Spit,
you
yes.
have either of you entered that contest?
No, I have not.
It's even hard to say it.
Yes, it was very hard to say.
Try
They said
saying
that
it 3 times in a row.
Right. Peach Pit
The
Spit.
Peach Pit Spit.
So yeah, that's something that's an old tradition, I guess. And One year they took it away, I heard, and there was a lot of upset people. So yeah, so we're gonna make sure that we do have that.
Okay.
Along with some peach eating contests.
Maybe with some Visqueen between the audience spectators and the spitting that's happening.
The Coloma Court. So the queens are part of that. So yeah, it would be fun. We have a cornhole tournament. We have a pickleball tournament.
Pickleball. That's got to be new. They haven't had that for a long time.
They had it last year, which was first year, so this will be the second year having it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So that'll be down. Obviously, we don't have a pickleball court downtown in the city, so that will be at the high school.
Okay.
So we have the car show, and we have the kids tie-dye family art fair. We have the nature center coming with some of their animals.
Surratt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They're gonna have a little booth. We're gonna do the Touch a Truck event. The fire hall is gonna open up and let the kids play in the fire hall. I guess
Touch a Truck event.
Touch a Truck. Yeah.
So, tell us about that.
So that is you have fire truck, garbage truck, police cars, all the different things that the kids, love to go and explore. So basically they can go in them and see how they work and just
all I'm thinking about is touch a truck, garbage truck.
Yeah, right. You probably don't want to touch that.
Okay, they're going to clean it up before they bring it up.
Buttons.
It does have a lot of buttons.
That's really cool though, because then you get to see all the different city vehicles that look cool, make a lot of noise when they're going through town.
Yeah.
So the kids get to explore them, climb over them in a safe way. In a very safe way. Also, when you said touch a truck, I thought, well, maybe it's like a community contest where everyone puts a hand on it, and then the last one to be touching it wins it.
Hey, that'll keep people there.
Especially if it's a fire truck. Who doesn't want a fire truck?
In your driveway.
Right.
I think the ordinance might be contrary to that. We're talking with Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst about the Coloma-Glad Peach Festival. So I know we've got the grand parade. You've got the run that's happening, both 5K, 10K?
Yep, 5K, 10K. The 10K is just the run.
Okay.
5K, 10K are the
walk
the
run?
runs. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, walk run.
All right. And just on that point, for people who might be listening and interested in getting involved in the 5K, 10K, where's the sign up? How do you sign up and register for that?
You can sign up on the Glad Peach Festival website.
Okay.
Which is just gladpeach.com.
Gladpeachfest.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't forget the fest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
Because I've got it up right now and it looks great.
Awesome. And then you can also, I do believe they just put some stuff out on Facebook as well.
Okay. So check social media and all that. But you've got the Grand Parade, the Bake Fest, the Glad Contest. What's the Glad Contest? The Gladiola? Is that Gladiola Contest?
Yes, correct.
See who's got the best flowers?
Yep. So basically they can, I do believe what the chair said about that is that it can be either the best Glad, it can be the best bouquet. They can buy them, they can grow them, however they want to enter it.
Can you build them with Legos? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
That seems to be a new thing, right? Those
the
flowers?
Legos, the Lego flowers. The only thing I don't like about the Lego flowers is they're very specific pieces. You can't really use it. Maybe if you're creative, you can. But I remember when I had Legos, they were just blocks. You can make anything from them. But with the flower ones, they're very specific. I wrote a letter to Lego. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, they heard. Yes.
Marianne just said, do you ever step on a Lego? Get those things out of the house.
Right.
Citizen Awards. What are the Citizen Awards?
So the Citizen Awards is something they've been doing pretty much since day one. And this year, I said we weren't going to open it up to the public to vote because I wanted to honor our past board members.
Oh, okay.
So so Julie Pepitas, who was she's been in it for 50 years. So she is going to be this year's Grand Marshal. And then Maureen Saltzman, she's been 41 years. So she's getting the service award. And then Vanessa Pentridge, she was our past president, and she's been with the festival for 15 years as a volunteer. So
that's fantastic.
So we have 3 that are leaving. We have 3 awards. Let's honor them. So,
okay. Give their names again, the 3.
So it is Julie Pepitas, Maureen Saltzman, and Vanessa Pentridge.
All getting the Citizens Awards this year because of their commitment. And that's a tremendous commitment.
Yes. 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years, 15 to 50 years of helping make sure that the community of Coloma had the Glad Peach Festival happen. And it must have just been heartbreaking for them to see it kind of go, see the volunteer drop off. But then all of a sudden, Jen and Marianne came by and they said, hey, we can either sell them a bridge or we can get them to run the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival.
Yeah.
And there you go. You're running the thing. No, that's fantastic. Well, it's great. Let's keep talking about it. We'll do that on the video live stream here in just a moment. We've got to get to some news and some messages and weather forecast and sports and stuff like that. So let's get to the Bloomberg Market Minute here on the radio. We'll continue the conversation on our video live stream. Find out some more about Jen and Marianne here on the WSJM Morning Show.
Would you call free?
How we doing so far? We're still on the video live stream, by the way.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yep. How are we doing?
You can still drink your coffee.
Yeah, you
right?
can drink your coffee. Drink your coffee. Here, watch.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to drink.
See, I'm
Ready?
wondering.
Jen,
Yeah, I
go.
was like,
There we go.
here you go.
That was a good year.
Delicious. Yes.
Okay.
Early.
Yes, it is early.
It's very early.
Are you a morning person, Marianne?
Not
Come up
this
to the
morning.
microphone. Come up to the mic.
Not this early.
Not. It's like 7:30. The sun's been up for 4 hours.
I haven't had that much coffee
4
yet.
hours.
Well, maybe not that long.
I think it was 5:30. It was still a little dark.
We do this every day. No, this is good. So what do you do when you're not working at the city, not at the credit union, not when you're not running the Glad Peach
We're
Festival?
also on the Watervliet Coloma Chamber.
Really?
This is the
Coloma Watervliet.
president.
I'm the president of Coloma Watervliet Chamber, and then she is my treasurer. For
Are
that
you
as well.
kidding?
Yeah, so
Wow.
we love Coloma.
We see a lot of each
do.
other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then we're 2 buildings down.
We're
3
2 buildings
yes.
apart.
When
So
did
we
you
just-
first meet?
Through the chamber.
Through
probably.
the chamber.
What was that? Tell us about that meeting.
I think I joined the chamber like it'll be my 7th year with United.
Okay.
So I've been going to chamber.
Come up to the microphone, please. Sorry.
I think I've been involved with the chamber for 7 years. And Jen, were you the No.
No.
We've had several presidents through it.
Yeah, I was the vice president for a little while. Also just a member. I started
Right.
about 9. I think I joined about 9 years ago. I was the office manager for Sensible Heating in Coloma.
Yeah.
And I joined then.
So I think that's really
yeah.
how we met. Just being in the chamber and being active in social events and fundraisers and things like that.
Okay.
And lo and behold, you sit next to Jen, you get a title.
I roped a lot of people.
So I
in.
started
Yes.
out as the secretary for them and then went to treasurer. I think it's been 2 years for them as far as treasurer. But yeah, we see a lot of each other. We hang out quite a bit.
That's good.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better partner to do this with.
Well, thank you both for your community commitment. I mean, through both the nonprofit activities that you do and the chamber activities and everything else. I mean, it's about community and keeping it going.
It is.
So we really appreciate it. Talk about volunteers that you need for the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival.
Oh, definitely. We need a lot of volunteers. We need a lot for the race, obviously, for water stations and just the marshals, course marshals. We need volunteers as far as helping just to set everything up and running water to people. And let's see what else. I think we have an information center this year, and we have all the banks in Coloma are going to be there helping as volunteers for that. So
and credit unions.
And credit unions, yes,
And
financial institutions.
Right.
Yes.
That will be ran out of City Hall, which we're
Yes.
excited. It'll be kind of like a check-in station. Pick up your brochure, purchase your pen, purchase your T-shirt, your Glad Peach bag, water station, first aid, brochures, directions.
A breastfeeding station.
Lost
diaper-changing.
children, lost purses, lost phones.
Lost husbands.
Yeah, lost
Yeah.
persons.
Okay.
Yeah, just so that we can help direct and make it a safe and fun environment for everybody.
Okay.
Place to cool down.
Yeah.
you know.
Cooling station.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't have like 99 degrees
I'm
and
hoping not.
humidity,
I'm
knock on
hoping
wood.
not. Yes, you never know. It's
That'd be nice.
Michigan.
What are the most challenging things you've seen as far as the fest is concerned?
I think just getting some of the vendors, scheduled. Like I said, we didn't have much time, and like you said, most vendors are scheduled a year or two out.
Yeah.
So just trying to find. I know we have a lot of comments on Facebook and people coming to us saying, "Hey, you need to bring this back, and you need to do this, and and we're trying. We really are. And I've been on the phones, I've been emailing, trying to get carnivals and different things that people are asking for. but time is the essence, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we only have, 2 months to get this planned.
Wow.
Besides for the vendors that were already set in place that were, that already had contracts.
What are some of the major gaps that you need help filling right now?
I'd say
Make a call right here and now. We'll get it out there.
Yeah, right. I just think the volunteers, I know we're going to have a volunteer sheet going out because people have said, how can we help? So we will be having a volunteer sheet. We're just trying to figure out what time some of the stuff was going to be and how many people we need. And then we'll send that out on Facebook for sure. So keep an eye on our Facebook site. It's been a lot of information's been going out on that. And I think just even more just community involvement, the businesses in Coloma and Watervliet, the more we can get. I've offered every Coloma Watervliet business if they want to come and set up an information even if they don't have anything to sell, if they want to set up an info tent to show what they have to offer in the community.
Okay. Do either of you cook or bake?
I do both. Yes.
What about you?
Really?
She's too busy on the boat.
On the boat. All right. I'm going to come back and ask you about peach recipes.
Okay.
Here in a few moments. I'm going to ask you too, just for fun. It's a WSJM morning show. Be right back.
Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:36 is the WSJM morning show. Taking a look at the SAS meter right now. It's pretty high. I said, okay, which one do either of you cook or bake? And Jen's like, oh yeah, I do both. Marianne looks at me. She says, really? Really?
She said, I deal with money.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes sense. That makes dollars and cents right there.
It's right there.
All right. 7:36. It's the WSJM morning show. 75 degrees in Benton Harbor and St. Joseph right now. Why was I asking about baking and cooking? Because the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival is coming up. My favorite peach recipe to make is peshmelba, which is what I was talking about earlier of steeping the peaches with cloves in them, right? You put the cloves in them and you got the cinnamon, sugar water, and all that other fun stuff. You simmer the peaches until they're just almost mushy, but they're the outside, the skin peels off real easy. Cut them in half, take the stone out, and then you put them over vanilla ice cream. Put a little bit of that syrup on top of it.
Yeah.
Maybe a mint sprig. You're good. What about you?
You're going to enter that into the Bake Fest, correct?
Only if I win. Yes.
Okay, well,
No.
I'm
just kidding.
Judge of
No.
that, but yeah, you should.
That's a good idea.
Possibility, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff gets entered into that?
I do believe I've seen some cream cheese, peach cream or cheesecake.
Okay.
Pies, cobblers,
peach pie, peach cobbler,
breads, yeah,
peach bread.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's all pretty good.
I bet it's really good.
Yeah. Anything with peaches.
All right. So there's a lot of food at the Peach Fest. That's what you're saying. The
Yes.
Glad Peach Festival.
Yes.
All right. Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival is the topic this hour. What else?
There's going to be a couple of fruit vendors.
Yep. There are going to be fruit vendors
Selling
there.
peaches?
Peaches. Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
What about apricots?
They probably would have.
You guys
that
like
too.
apricots?
I do like apricots. I do.
I don't know.
Marianne's like, no.
I don't think there's a fruit that I don't like. So.
Okay. We'll be back. We'll continue this conversation in just a moment. We're talking with the folks who are running the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. It's happening August 2nd and 3rd. Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We've got to get some news in from ABC and our latest world and national news right now.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Most studies show no connection between flu vaccines and autism, but the CDC is voting today on an ingredient found in some flu shots called thimerosal, mercury-based preservative. Some are questioning the reasoning for this vote because ABC's Sony Saltzman from our medical unit tells us
this ingredient has already been removed from all pediatric vaccines, and it's been removed from 96% of flu vaccines.
Today, Iran's supreme leader is claiming victory over Israel, his first public statement since hiding during Israel's attacks, boasting that Iran delivered a hand slap to America's face. Relief from the heat spell. A lot in some areas, not a lot in the Ohio Valley, the only place in the U.S. still sweltering under an extreme heat warning today. 4 private astronauts just docked with the International Space Station aboard a rocket by Axiom, hoping to make its own space station someday. This is ABC News.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's 7:39. Some of the news that we'll be covering at 8 o'clock this morning, right after ABC News Update. The Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education inching closer to selecting a new district superintendent. They had a meet and greet for the public and a second round of interviews with the 3 finalists. They're all from Illinois. They had that this week. We'll hear from a couple of them at a little after 8 o'clock. Also, other news we're covering, driving through Buchanan this summer. Not the easiest task. Have either of you been through Buchanan this summer?
Yes.
No.
It's tough.
It's tough to get there.
Yeah, they've got a lot of work going on. I was down there for a charity golf tournament a couple Mondays ago, and I missed my exit. And so I was trying to get off on the next exit, and it was closed. So I had to go into Indiana and then come back to Michigan.
Wow.
Well, because I didn't want to use the state state police turnouts, because I think that's illegal.
I think it is.
Yeah, I know it is. There's a sign there. But anyway, so we're talking about Buchanan. Some area businesses, they're concerned about the downturn that they're suffering because of the infrastructure work that's going on. And it's significant work. And it'll be great once it's done. But the businesses say they're working as a community to try to get each other promoted, and they say they're seeing some progress. So that's good news. And so we'll talk about that coming up at 8 o'clock. Also, other news that we're covering, some nonprofits getting together talking about how they're looking forward to Congress finally getting a budget through, and they hope that it restores some of their funding that they've been missing this year. So we'll talk about those stories and more. That's all coming up at 8 o'clock right here on the WSJM Morning Show. It's 7:41. It's Thursday, 26th day of June, and we'll be back to talk more about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival in just a moment.
The Michigan News.
Okay, back on the video live stream. Thank you both for coming in this morning. I appreciate
thanks
it.
for having us.
Jen, are you a morning person?
Not so much. No.
Really?
No,
Okay.
No.
That's why you and Marianne get along.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Earliest memories of the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. Who wants to go first?
I think you should, Jen.
Should I?
Yeah,
Okay.
you grew up in Coloma.
I did grow up in Colomoa.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Earliest memory.
my earliest memory, and actually it got posted out there on Facebook.
Did you post it?
I posted it, and then our Facebook
Community.
Yeah.
Social media.
Social media workers. I'm not real sure about the whole social media stuff. I don't know. I mean, they got it out there.
Oh, good.
I don't know how
Okay.
it all
I thought you were going to
works,
say the
but-
social media community said that wasn't your first memory. This was your first memory.
No. They shared it on the Glad Peach. We're doing Memory Mondays.
Oh.
So this works out great.
Let's
so
talk
I mean,
about
it's
it.
Thursday, but
Yeah.
But yeah, so they want everyone to share their memories of Glad Peach. So kind of so it's
That's
kind of
smart.
fun, a little
So
fun thing.
Good on your social media.
Yeah,
team.
if you get on the page, it is really kind of cool to look at the pictures that are posted.
Yes.
Let's take a look right now. So it's on
Yes.
Facebook?
It is on Facebook.
Okay, so talk about your earliest memory
So
while
my
I bring this up.
My earliest memory was being in the parade, the youth parade with my brother.
Okay.
And I'm not exactly sure what the theme was. It must have been something about future and past, because I dressed up as like a little House on the Prairie girl. Yeah. I don't know what my mom was thinking, but it was cute. And my brother was like something I think in the future. So and I had the Glads, and she had the bonnet on me. I couldn't see. And I remember walking through that parade saying, I don't know where I'm going. And my big brother had his, kind of guiding me through, and you can see in the pictures, he's kind of guiding me. But that's probably one of my earliest memories. That and helping my godfather. I remember we chucked corn down at the Lions tent. They used to have the Lions tent downtown. And they did like hamburgers and hot dogs at night. And it was like a 24-hour tent, I do believe. And then they would serve breakfast in the morning. So I remember sitting down there shucking the corn for him. And then the fireworks. And
Are you good at shucking corn?
yeah, it's not one
What's
of
your
my favorite
method?
jobs. Just peel it,
Okay.
just- yeah.
You ever touched a corn cob?
Nice question.
Marianne.
Nice question.
Sorry. No, but corn shucking, I feel like I'm good at it because you just grab the tassel on the one side, and you see where it splits, and you grab one, you go grab the other, and then you're
so
done.
You're like a pro.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I lived 30 years in Kansas.
Yeah,
Where
right,
does
same.
corn come from?
right.
I met Bob Dole once.
Nice.
Well, more than once, but he was a very nice individual.
He was very, very nice.
He was
Yes,
great. Yeah, he was a great
yes.
individual. He was a war hero.
Yes, I
Yeah.
met him too at a graduation when my son graduated from Fort Hays. He was there because he graduated from Fort Hays.
Oh, very
And
nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. All right. Earliest memory.
You know, the earliest memory.
Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival.
Correct. You know, I said 7 years and being the manager at Coloma. And my first year, I opened this closet at the bank and I'm like, what are these? There was 50 years of Glad Peach flags in a closet.
Wow.
And I was like, what is
So like
this?
full size or
Full
Yeah, they're
size
full-size
flags.
Yeah.
And they were hung up. And I mean, I'm talking 50 years of flags.
Wow.
Every different color. And I said to my team at the time, because a lot of them are from Coloma, can you explain this to me? Why are we saving these flags? What are they?
Yeah.
And it was really kind of cool because, like I said, most of the clients were from Coloma, and they kind of brought me in the loop and said, Marianne, as a sponsor, the community sponsors, all the businesses, when you sponsor, you get this large flag, and then you can do it the week before, the week after, you can run it all year. And I was like, wow. So I had to figure out what to do with 50 flags. And I'm like, so, okay. So I donated them to the museum, the Historical Museum in Coloma, so that they could share all those flags with the community.
That's great.
And they are going to do tours and talk about the history of Coloma at the Peach Fest.
Nice.
So that's kind of exciting. And then we were in the, as a sponsor, we did sign up for the parade the first year, and it was 100 degrees.
Oops. Okay.
It was a very long parade.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting to me to see this small community and what they could do and how they would come together. And that's where it took off for me.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And so you're almost single-handedly responsible for the history being told because you had flags in a closet you want to get rid of.
I didn't know what they were.
And
I was
then-
like,
Yeah.
who saves 50 years of flags?
Right.
And I had to start asking questions. And, I think Marcia came in, the mayor of Coloma, and she said, you don't know anything about the Glad Peach? And I'm like, Marcia, I just got here. I opened this closet door and I'm like,
All these flags fell out.
all these flags
It
fell out.
was a
And I'm
sign.
like,
It was Kismet right there.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
And it's kind of funny because we didn't know this year if we were going to do flags.
Right.
And
Oh,
the
we
business
can't get away with flags.
the business owners are going, where's the flags?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we're like,
We
We
kept
pulled it
the
off.
flags. We
So-
kept the flags.
So you're going to have a flag this year. You've got flags this
Yes.
year.
We're gonna it's probably a tradition that'll probably always stay. We talked about, we might have, they're expensive because
Yeah.
it's a real,
It's a
it's a normal
large flag.
flag.
Let's talk about the flags here in just a moment.
Okay.
We've got to get back on the air. It's the WSJM Morning Show, 747. We'll make this part of our Moody on the Market update. Yeah.
Federal Highway, just south of Stevensville.
Partly sunny, hot and humid today. High temperatures getting up close to 90. Feel like temperatures will be 95 to 100. There will be a chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. Tonight we stay at 73. And tomorrow, still partly sunny, hot and humid with highs near 88. There's still a chance of rain. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
Okay, I don't think the FCC has called yet to get us in trouble, but we're having a good time on the WSJM Morning Show. There are federal regulators. They take a look at, what we do on the air and make sure we're staying in the guardrails. Let's make this part of our Moody on the Market update. The Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And we're talking with Jen Schreier.
Schreier, yes.
Sorry about
There you
that.
go. That's okay.
Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst. They're with the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival, which is happening August 2nd and 3rd. And we're talking on the video live stream a moment ago about the flags.
Yes.
And Marianne shared her story about how she was going through closets one day, opened a closet, and out and fell on top of her were 500 flags. Okay, maybe 50 years worth of flags from the Colomoa-Glad Peach Fest. And from that, it's now going to be part of an exhibit, or at least part of a talk about some of the history of the Colomoa-Glad Peach Fest 2025 this year. So that'll be great. And you're doing another flag this year.
Yes, we are.
What's the flag look like?
So the flags look the same every year.
Okay.
It's got the Colomoa.
Why do they look the same
logo.
every year? Why don't you change it up?
Well, I guess, but they change what. See, you got me going here.
Sorry.
They do change the colors.
The colors
Okay.
are different.
Okay, so
we'll
they're
probably
different.
change it up a little bit next year just to make it a little fun, right? But
Okay.
they already had it designed this year.
Oh, all right.
They picked the colors out for 5 years at a time, I guess.
Okay.
That was what the old board used
It's very
to do.
efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So the colors this year are the blue and yellow.
Okay, so blue and yellow are the official colors. If you're watching the video live stream, you can see the official colors of the 2025 Glad Peach Fest right here, blue and yellow.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So the flag is blue and yellow. I don't have it yet. I ordered them, but they are coming.
Where does one get a flag these days? Where do you buy a flag?
So
Betsy Ross is out of business. Where do you go?
Yeah, right. It's South Carolina flags or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah, that's just the vendor they always use. So I just continued. They had all the artwork and
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of swag, let's talk about that. How can people get their own apparel item or other piece of the Colomoa-Glad Peach Fest?
So we have the festival shirts that was designed by a local teen from Coloma, Waterbleed area, Allison Poole. So she designed the shirt, and then we do have pre-orders out there for the festival shirt that people can pre-order them, and then they also are for sale at the festival.
Very
as
nice.
Well.
How much are the shirts?
The shirts they range. They're about $20.
Okay.
And then $2 extra for the extra sizes.
Okay.
The bigger sizes.
All right.
And then this year we have the pin. And they always had the pin, the festival pin, but we decided to get the businesses involved. We wanted to make it kind of like a discount pin. So different businesses are letting us know what they would like to offer if you have the pin. So like Start Nature Center is going to do a free admission if you're wearing the pin the week of. Contessa is going to do like 10% off your order if you're wearing the pin.
That is so smart.
So,
Who came up with that idea?
That was actually Marianne.
The treasurer came up with it?
Yes, she did, right?
Wow.
Let's talk money.
That's smart. Okay.
So we probably have those for sale the week starting the week of the festival and then through the festival itself.
And it's about bringing people to our community and involving our businesses and letting them see what we have to offer.
Okay.
Absolutely. If you're
bring them back
and bring them back.
Yeah.
Right. So it is a collector's pin. A lot of them use them as collector's pins. But this year I said, let's involve the businesses and make sure the community sees how the businesses are involved.
That makes a lot of sense. And the businesses are also getting involved. There's a business decorating contest.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's something that they've done for years and years and years too. So we brought it back.
Okay.
And but I did it used to only be in the city limits. And I said, well, why not let everybody?
Yeah.
So even some of the businesses on the outskirts of the city are going to join. And this year they're adding the Facebook voting as well. So they're going to be like a favorite. So you'll be on Facebook. You can vote for your favorite. So you don't actually have to be just judged.
Yeah.
And that is the use of Glads and peaches. So I've had a lot of businesses say, well, we're not real artsy. Can you do a worst window display?
A worst window display.
Right. So you never know.
You never know.
I don't want to promote that. We don't want to, but that might be a thing. So
You could instead of worst window, you could have tried really hard but
There you
didn't
go.
hit the mark.
Correct.
Award winner.
Called
There
a
you go.
participation
Award.
Everyone gets a participation award.
But
I
it's
love
fun
it.
to drive through town and you see all, the windows decorated. And right now you can see a lot of paper peaches up. That's the other thing that it's an old tradition.
peaches.
They're paper peaches that the businesses are selling. And there's a contest which business sells the most or makes the most money. You write your name on it and you put it in the window or on the wall. So that's been fun. I've been getting a lot of calls about every
very
day.
Successful.
I need more peaches. I need more peaches. So we actually had a peach cutting party the other day at City Hall to cut more peaches out. So that's been a lot of fun.
That's
It was
awesome.
a little concerning when I walked in to deliver something. I was like, did I not get invited to this party? And they're all cutting peaches. And I'm like, okay.
That is
Fun. Yeah.
that's
a good
I'm
sign,
sure
though.
That's a very good sign.
It's a good sign because the peaches have been selling very well.
Again, it just shows the community is excited about it. They're enthusiastic and they really wanted to see their Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival continue. Can't believe that they were thinking about ending it. So glad that the community spoke out and convinced people to keep it going, and glad that you got involved and just kept it going. So if you want more information about it, you can go to their website, or you can go to the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival page on Facebook, where they've got a lot of information. And I'm looking at stuff here. Memory Lane Monday is really funny. And I assume you let anybody who wants to post about Memory Lane Monday?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes, we want all the memories that we can get, and get the community involved. And
so if you have anybody or you or anyone else has memories, photos, stories to share about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival, put them up on their Facebook page. I don't know what your thing is, but we're going to blow it up. It'll be great. So just put it up right there. You can also see the T-shirts that they have. If you're not watching the video live stream right now, they're in blue, they're in yellow. And again, the name of the teenager who drew the great artwork on the front of it.
Oh yeah, she penciled.
Who was
through
it?
That. It was Allison Poole.
Allison Poole. Good job, Allison. That looks really good. So you can get the shirts in advance, or you can get them right there at during the Peach Fest itself. It's coming up August 2nd and 3rd. That's our Moody on the Market update for this morning. It's for this hour. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And we'll be back to wrap up our conversation about the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival, August 2nd and 3rd, in just a moment right here on WSJM.
Insurance Management Service, your local auto owner.
About what? About what?
We got fireworks and drone.
Oh, the drone show. The
fireworks and drone show.
Oh, talk about the fireworks and drone show.
So the drone show,
because you've got a nationally recognized, if not internationally recognized, drone company right there in Coloma.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
That's so cool.
Yes, he is awesome, and he is donating the drone show for us.
Donating.
He's donating it. Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And if you've been to Coloma for the St. Patty's parade, he did one for that as well the last couple of years.
Last couple of years he's done that.
I think he did do the Glad one 2 summers ago.
Yes.
And then took a break last year. Last year he had a booking, so he couldn't really donate.
Had a conflict.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I'm looking at your Facebook page here. Oh, Peach-tacular fireworks.
Yep, that's something that I gotta say. I've always, it's a fun, and we have a new firework company coming in this year. Rody Kaboom out of Lawrence.
Oh,
he's another, I guess, well-known fireworks show, and so we're really excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 5K run and walk, and the 10K run, and the kids fun run. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right one here. You can register now at gladpeachfest.com.
Yeah, don't forget the fest.
Medals for top finishers, swag bags, and race shirts.
And there's trophies. The trophies actually have this design on the trophy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we try to include the design in a lot of things.
What else do we need to talk about when we're talking about the Peach Festival? How much are the buttons?
See, we're kind of going back and forth between 10 and 20. We're just going to see
Make
how
them
many
$10
businesses come through.
Oh, okay. It depends.
But
I think what we'll do too.
What's the treasurer say?
Yeah.
Because we've got quite a bit of swag. We've got T-shirts, we've got the buttons, we've got bags ordered, and we'll do some individual sales, and then maybe we'll package.
Do a bundle.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, we have to get back to the radio here in just a moment. What do you do when Marianne, what do you do when you're not doing all this? You get out on the boat?
Yes.
What's the boat?
Far as what
sailboat, powerboat?
It's called a Jeanneau, and it's a cruiser. A cruiser.
A Jeanneau, is that a brand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a brand.
How many feet?
27.
Trick question. You only have 2 feet.
I had to think about it.
Sorry, it's a dad joke. How many feet? 28?
27.
Oh, 27 feet.
27.
Does it have a sail on it?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a power boat.
27 outboard.
I bet you don't go fishing.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you catch?
Well, it depends on, perch, salmon.
Okay.
But it depends on what, the season is and what's coming in. But
you get out on the lake, the big lake?
Yeah. We're Lake Michigan people. We jet ski, we boat.
Nice.
That's what brought me back. I miss the lake. And
Yeah.
it's funny because when my dad met my husband, he said, we're moving back. We're going to Kansas. My dad said to me, you will be back. And here we are.
We'll be right back on the WSJM Morning Show. 1 second. It's the WSJM. Sorry about that.
Look at so much corn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only look at so much corn before you say, "No, we're going back to the
I was
lake."
dry dock for quite a long time.
Dry dock. I know. I like how you name that. When you don't live next to the lake for a period of time, you're in dry dock.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a great pleasure talking with both Jen Schreier and Marianne Hurst. They're with the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival, August 2nd and 3rd. Last words in 10 seconds or less.
Make sure you come. It's going to be a great time. We have a drone show.
Drone show. When is that going to be?
That will be Saturday night before the fireworks.
Okay, August 2nd and 3rd, the Colomoa-Glad Peach Festival. There's a whole lot of information. Either listen back to this interview, it's archived on our WSJM Smart app, or go to their Facebook page. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. On TV from an undisclosed location, Ayatollah Khamenei